The Young and the Restless scoop for Monday, April 14, reveals Tracy Abbott will make a heartbreaking decision. Also coming up, Victoria Newman will have a surprising question for Nick Newman. Plus, Tracy will provide some closure to Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers. Why and R spoilers tease Nick will ask Victoria to cover for him a little longer, and she'll say no, because he's taking a trip with Sharon. Don't you need a break from Sharon and all of her drama? She'll ask. But he'll say none of this was Sharon's fault. Forget I said anything, Victoria will reply. Have fun with Sharon and the kids, I'll be fine. Nick will tell his sister he appreciates her, but she'll say he's always out there rescuing his troubled exes, and ask if he's getting back together with Sharon. It's a family trip, we're just going to see Noah, he'll reply. I'm happy with the way things are right now. Victoria will say maybe he and Sharon are destined to be together, and they need the time away to be able to do that. It's just a trip, he'll tell his sister. I think it's better for everyone, I'm just single right now. So she'll say she's not worried about him as Sharon. Just promise me you're not getting back together with Phyllis, and he'll laugh. At the GCAC, Diane will tell Jack he can count on her support to help Tracy. That is, if the family thinks it's appropriate, she'll add, I'm just trying to read the room and not overstep. Jack will say he was just honoring Tracy's request not to tell anyone. But Diane will point out he told Ashley Abbott. Jack will say Ashley had a history with the man. You're my husband, and you didn't trust me enough to confide in me, Diane will reply. But he'll ask his wife if she could have held her tongue, if she'd come face to face with Martin Laurent. Diane will admit it wouldn't have been easy. However, she'll add that even though she's redecorating the Abbott home, she still feels like she's on the outside, looking in. Jack will apologize for keeping her in the dark about Alan. She'll say she wants to earn back his family's trust, and maybe the changes she's making to the house will be a step in the right direction. Meanwhile, Sharon will tell Phyllis the London trip with Nick is back on. They're leaving in a few hours. Then Tracy will show up and thank them for agreeing to meet with her. It's about Martin, she'll add. There's something you needed to hear from me. Phyllis will ask if he's gotten away with what he did to them. Don't worry, Tracy will reply. Chance has assured me the case against Martin is solid. She'll add she wanted to apologize to them. I'm the one responsible for bringing this man to Genoa City and wreaking havoc on your leaves. They'll assure her it's not her fault. However, Phyllis will tell Tracy she's having a hard time letting it go. She'll ask Tracy when the exact moment was when she realized it was Martin. Sharon will tell her not to blame Tracy, and Phyllis will say she's not. I wish with my whole heart that I'd known this was not Ellen, Tracy will reply. She'll add that as a writer, she didn't recognize the fictional reality Martin was making. I was completely blind, and I'm just gonna have to find a way to live with that. Sharon will ask Tracy if she has anyone to talk to. And she'll say she reached out to one of her oldest friends, Amy Lewis, who is back in town. Tracy will add that she put herself out there and gave herself to Martin so completely. What is wrong with me? She'll ask. Was I so desperate for love that the man I gave my heart to was really a monster? But Phyllis and Sharon will tell her she didn't deserve this. Finally, Tracy will head to the GCAC and tell Jack and Diane she just met with Sharon and Phyllis. Our first meeting of the Martin Laurent Survivor Support Group. Then she'll say she's made a big decision about her future and wanted to share it with them. I have decided that I'm going to leave Genoa City, Tracy will say. Ashley Abbott is going with her to New York. Jack will tell his sister he and Diane will always be there for her. There are a lot of things in my life that have been called into question lately, Tracy will reply. But that is one thing I will never doubt. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that we've got some comings and goings details to share. So let's discuss two Abbotts set to exit, Melissa Ordway's return as Abby Winters, and an exciting new role that's in the works. For starters, Melissa Ordway will finally be back on screen as Abby during the week of April 14 to 18. Look for Abby to comfort Devin Winters over some family drama and perhaps offer a little advice. Valerie Pettiford also has more scenes coming up as Amy Lewis, who'll continue to worry about Damian Kane's efforts to get along with Devin, Lily Winters, and especially Nate Hastings. Next, we should talk about a couple of exiting Abbotts since Tracy Abbott will announce she's leaving for New York with Ashley Abbott. In the aftermath of all the Martin Lawrence drama, Tracy will want to get out of town for a while and throw herself into writing a new book. Fortunately, Tracy will assure Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott that they'll be back soon. Diane still needs to show off the Abbott mansion's new look, so Tracy and Ashley will return to offer their opinions when the time comes. Other Y&R spoilers say Jai Rodriguez will appear as a party planner named Pietro starting May 28. Nikki Newman has a birthday coming up, so Pietro will help plan her bash during a 4-episode arc. In other soap news, Daniel Goddard has been cast in the role of Professor Henry Dalton on General Hospital. Goddard will make his GH debut on April 15 and is still filming, so fans who enjoyed Kane in Genoa City may want to check out his new character in Port Charles. Although there was previously speculation about Goddard returning to Y&R as Kane, and perhaps being revealed as Aristotle Duma, that's obviously not happening now that Goddard's at GH. However, the role of Kane could potentially be recast, so that's worth keeping in mind. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victor Newman will continue to make troubling Aristotle predictions as the drama heats up, so stay tuned for updates on any shockers to come. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Billy Abbott may fall into a trap after one character's dirty trick puts his fresh start at risk. I&R fans know Billy has been brimming with confidence lately, but a sneaky plan is brewing that could change the game. Aristotle Duma contacted Billy with a tempting proposal, which could potentially give Billy control of Chancellor if all goes well. There's nothing Billy would love more than to regain Chancellor power and leave Victor fuming. However, Victor Newman knows Aristotle reached out to Billy thanks to Michael Baldwin's intel. Although Victor can't be sure of what exactly Billy and Aristotle are up to, it shouldn't be all that hard for him to guess. Victor probably assumes Billy's still holding a grudge over the way Chancellor was ripped away from him. That assumption could work to Victor's advantage, since he's the one who'll be setting the trap we mentioned. Victor will move forward with a dirty trick during the week of April 14 to 18, so it'll be interesting to see what he's cooking up. Michael may once again be tasked with helping Victor, since he's been heavily involved in all Victor's scheming lately. Whatever the case, Victor will brainstorm and figure out a ruse for Billy. There will be some setup that could dupe Billy and potentially leave Abbott Communications vulnerable. Of course, it's possible that Billy will catch on quickly and manage to thwart Victor's next move. Billy may smell a rat and try to turn the tables on Victor if he figures this out fast enough. That said, it's also possible that Victor's plot will work and throw Billy into a tailspin. Billy might inadvertently expose something to Victor that puts the Chancellor takeover scheme, or even his whole partnership with Aristotle in jeopardy. Victor's trap for Billy might be part of his efforts to lure Aristotle out of hiding, so it won't go well for Billy if Aristotle gets scared off. Aristotle is a crucial part of the plan to go after Chancellor, so Billy is counting on his help to make this happen. Although Billy has been making predictions about going into this with his eyes wide open, he may not truly be prepared for the ugly drama ahead. Billy may get stuck in the Victor and Aristotle rivalry that's about to get far worse. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some bad news is brewing for Billy any way you slice it, so stay tuned for updates on all the twists and turns. Phyllis' life in Genoa City is very glamorous. You wouldn't dare see her at the grocery store. However, the young and the restless star is a little more laid back. She dropped a little-known fact on social media that might surprise you. Stafford shared a tidbit on her Instagram stories. She admitted that she loves going grocery shopping. It's one of the smallest joys in life. In fact, Stafford went as far as to call it her kink. She shared, little-known fact about me. This is a kink of mine. Grocery stores. I like to just walk around grocery stores. The entrepreneur wasn't joking around this time. Grocery shopping is one of her favorite pastimes. Stafford added, "It's true. It makes me happy." And then we have Tina Turner. But I do. It's what it is. It makes me happy to walk around grocery stores. The actress shared this video as she walked around the grocery store with one of Tina Turner's hit songs playing in the background. But then Stafford shared another shocking secret with fans. That's right, there's more. The lie and our star gets a little too carried away during her grocery trips. Stafford shared that she sometimes buys more than she needs. In fact, I did a whole thing of it. I went over my finances. I spent so much money at the grocery store, she explained. That's my splurge. We all have our things. But she's not bothered by it. It's one of the littlest joys in her life. Stafford concluded her message by adding, "It makes me happy." What are your thoughts on Stafford's little-known fact? Are you surprised to learn that she loves grocery shopping? What is one thing that you love doing, even if it's expensive? Let us know in the comment section. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, April 14 tease that Nick Newman defends his baby mama and first love Sharon Newman. Jack Abbott thinks he's scored a win, and legal eagle Michael Baldwin is in a sticky situation. Nick is on board with Sharon's family time in Paris. They can breathe a little easier with Martin Laurent, is custody for kidnapping Sharon and Phyllis Summers. Now that the drama has leveled off, it's time for Victoria Newman to meddle in Nick's life. Why does he have to go off with Sharon right now? Victoria wants to know. According to her, Nick should take a break from Sharon and her issues. Nick isn't convinced and points out that he has promised Sharon he'll go with her to see their son Noah Newman. Maybe Victoria just needs a date night with Cole Howard. Where has he been anyway? Meanwhile, at the GCAC, Jack crushes Victor and Michael's private convo with his cheery cheerfulness. Jack gloats about a win on his side, and it could refer to the pies Kyle rooted out. Jack triggers Victor with his boastfulness, and Michael is caught between a rock and a hard place. Will Michael have to clean up another mess as the Newman-Abbott war heats up? Definitely maybe. Peaceful Michael wants everyone to love one another, but Jack and Victor are not ready to sing Kumbaya. He should be thankful that Victor's espionage checks will be steady, but at this point in life, all he wants is peace. Explosive The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Victor has marching orders for Michael in the next phase of battle against Jack. We've already seen Michael's wife, Lauren Baldwin, upset at his alliance with Victor. Will this latest twist be enough to rock their marriage? Be sure to tune in and find out, and we will keep you updated as more spoilers come to the front burner. In the latest developments on The Young and the Restless, explosive revelations threaten to permanently alter the Abbott family dynamic. Long-standing trust in Diane Jenkins is shattered when Kyle Abbott uncovers a series of disturbing truths about his mother, truths that not only append his personal world, but also implicate Diane in a far-reaching web of manipulation and conspiracy. Kyle, once unwavering in his admiration for Diane, stumbles upon her clandestine affair with Martin Laurent, a man notorious for his criminal background and strategic deceit. As Kyle connects the dots, he realizes that Diane's involvement with Martin goes beyond romance. It's the linchpin in a broader, calculated scheme. Consumed by betrayal, Kyle confronts his father, Jack Abbott, sharing every suspicious detail he has observed about Diane's recent behavior, from covert meetings to encrypted communications. Jack, a seasoned observer and head of Abbott, doesn't take Kyle's accusations lightly. With growing concern, he launches a private investigation, enlisting detectives to shadow Diane and gather hard evidence. The findings are damning. Photographic proof and behavioral patterns confirm Diane's active role in Martin's covert operations, forcing Jack to reconsider her place in both the family and the company. The confrontation between Jack and Diane marks a turning point. Under Jack's relentless interrogation, Diane's facade begins to crumble. Once poised and confident, she struggles to maintain composure as Jack exposes the layers of deceit she has spun. The evidence, coupled with Martin Laurent's testimony, presents a compelling case that Diane was complicit in criminal activity. Her influence at Abbott and her status within the Abbott household now hang by a thread. As Diane faces mounting pressure, she is forced to reckon with a harsh reality. The narrative no longer favors her, and her usual strategies of denial and deflection fail under the weight of hard facts. Whether she accepts responsibility or devises another escape plan remains uncertain, but the legal consequences appear inevitable. Parallel to Diane's downfall, Martin Laurent's identity unravels in a stunning twist. Once believed to be Alan Abbott, Martin is unmasked by Ashley Abbott and law enforcement as a complete fraud. His true identity, a manipulative figure with a criminal record, throws the entire Abbott family into disarray. His strategic deceptions and proximity to the family now pose a severe reputational threat. Detective Chance Chancellor intensifies the pressure, pursuing Martin's connections to criminal networks. Despite his cunning, Martin finds himself increasingly cornered. However, his history suggests he won't surrender easily. The tension escalates as the possibility of Martin's escape, arrest, or even a final self-destructive act looms large. The dramatic climax of this storyline raises urgent questions. Can Jack forgive Diane, or must he sever ties to protect his family and business? Will Martin be brought to justice, or will he evade capture once again? As these parallel plots converge, The Young and the Restless enters a pivotal chapter, one defined by betrayal, confrontation, and the looming specter of justice. In Genoa City, secrets never stay buried for long, and for Diane Jenkins and Martin Laurent, the past is no longer a shadow, it's a reckoning. Melissa Ordway is famous for playing Abby on The Young and the Restless. The actress has done a phenomenal job as the Newman-Harris. But what would it be like if she had the opportunity to play another Genoa City character? When Ordway joined I&R 12 years ago, she had big shoes to fill taking over the role of Abby. As a member of the Abbott and Newman families, Abby is a central character and often involved in numerous storylines. Ordway quickly made the role her own and wowed fans with her award-nominated performances. It's hard to imagine Ordway playing anyone other than Abby, but what if she could play another Y&R role? That's one of the questions a fan asked during a recent Q&A session on the star's Instagram stories. Her answer was quite surprising. Phyllis would be so fun to play, but no one can do it as good as Ethereal Stafford, Ordway wrote while sharing a photo of co-star Michelle Stafford. It would be fun to see Ordway as Phyllis. Although her character Abby is a good girl, she does have a history of mischievous behavior. Some of Abby's most memorable moments was her feud with Phyllis. The two women fought over ownership of the Grand Phoenix, with Phyllis eventually regaining control of the hotel. When they weren't feuding over the hotel, Abby and Phyllis argued over Chance. When he returned in 2019, he attracted the attention of both women. Although Phyllis made a play for Chance, the detective only had eyes for Abby and chose her. Afterward, the Abby and Phyllis rivalry ended, yet they sometimes traded barbs in public. Ordway and Stafford won't be switching roles as Abby and Phyllis, but it's fun to imagine what it'd look like. Tracy Abbott's life is in danger after discovering that the man she once trusted, Martin Laurent, is a murderer. As the Abbott family races to save her, shocking truths about Martin, his twin Alan, and a secret mastermind, Diane Jenkins, come to light. Alliances shift, relationships fracture, and Genoa City faces a showdown that could change everything. Tracy Abbott is horrified to learn that Martin Laurent, the man she trusted, is a manipulative killer. She is trapped under his control and desperate to protect her family. Key moment. Tracy calls Jack and Ashley to monitor her conversation with Martin, giving the Abbotts a chance to collect evidence. Ashley and Jack listen in on Tracy's talk with Martin. Ashley instantly recognizes Martin as the dangerous man they've been searching for. She and Jack confront him, but the situation turns tense. Martin's manipulative nature causes panic, prompting Jack to call Chance Chancellor for help. With Martin's identity confirmed, Tracy becomes his next likely victim. The family must act fast to protect her. Phyllis and Sharon confirm that Martin kidnapped them. They realize he's more than a con man. He's a deadly threat. Unanswered question: what exactly is Martin's motive? The Abbott family learns that Alan Laurent, once trusted, is actually covering for his twin, Martin. Ashley was the first to spot the deception. Alan's lies start to unravel as more evidence of Martin's crime surfaces. Ashley confronts Martin, urging him to turn himself in. He refuses, leaving Ashley fearing what he might do next. Jack contacts Chance, who moves quickly to get a warrant for Martin's arrest. Time is running out, and Martin is still unpredictable and dangerous. Chance questions Alan, trying to extract the truth about Martin. He learns terrifying details that show the situation is worse than anyone realized. Tracy demands the truth from Alan, the man she once loved like a brother. Despite her pain, she refuses to back down until all the lies are exposed. The truth is finally revealed. Alan covered for Martin, who committed serious crimes. Now, both men face legal consequences, but the emotional cost to the Abbott family is immense. Just when everyone believes Martin is the mastermind, the biggest twist hits. Diane Jenkins is the true puppet master behind everything. She orchestrated the chaos to exact revenge on the Abbotts and manipulate the Abbott family power dynamic. Phyllis suspects Summer may be involved in Diane's schemes to manipulate Kyle. Summer denies it, but her loyalty is questioned. Former enemies Sharon and Phyllis are forced to work together during their kidnapping. Their alliance evolves into a fight for truth and justice. Martin is cornered and arrested. His testimony shocks everyone, exposing Diane's involvement in the larger plot. Diane's schemes stem from a deep-rooted need for revenge and control, particularly tied to Jack and Abbott. Her actions will have lasting consequences for the Abbott family. Diane's exposure leads to... Alright, this might just be our final deep dive into the mystery surrounding Aristotle Duma, and in a shocking twist, the man behind the mask may be none other than Trevor Street John. Could it really be that Tucker McCall is Aristotle Duma? Let's break it all down. For weeks, the name Aristotle Duma has had Young and the Restless fans buzzing. Is he a brand new character? Or someone we already know, just in disguise? Fans speculated that Billy Flynn could be Duma. But let's be honest, the age didn't match, so that theory fizzled. Another theory was that Kane Ashby had rebranded himself. Daniel's cryptic social media posts fueled the rumor, but it's losing steam. Now things are getting real. Thanks to Victor Newman and Michael Baldwin, a new theory is gaining traction. Duma equals Tucker McCall in disguise. Here's why it makes sense. Aristotle Duma owns a company called Arabesque, a French name. Tucker used to run Glacad, another French-sounding company. Coincidence? Unlikely. Tucker is currently living in France. So is Duma. Interesting overlap, right? Duma is suddenly obsessed with Billy Abbott's redemption arc. Why? Well, Ashley Abbott is Billy's sister, and Tucker's ex. Classic Tucker moved to worm his way back into Ashley's life by helping her brother. Duma is sniffing around Winters Incorporated, which is run by Devin Hamilton, Tucker's son. Yep, family ties just keep popping up. Audra Charles, Tucker's ex, helped Victor steal Glackett from him. Sounds like a classic revenge setup in the making. Victor and Michael are dissecting Duma's moves like chess masters. And let's face it, when Victor Newman makes a prediction, he's rarely wrong. If the Newman family had a motto, it'd probably be, "We're always right." The question remains, when will Duma be unmasked? And will Trevor Street John be the one playing him? Fans are watching closely, and so far, all signs point to Tucker. What do you think? Is Victor right again? Will Duma's identity rock Genoa City? Is Trevor Street John really the man under the mask? Drop your theories in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you never miss the next twist. Tune in to find out about the drama happening in Genoa City. Victor, furious over Kyle's defiance, vowed to make him pay in a move only the mustache could mastermind. Victoria reflected on her past mistakes, hoping to break the cycle. Meanwhile, Audra weighed an offer from Victor that could shift the power dynamics in Genoa City forever. Jack addresses Diane's habit of keeping secrets. Nick makes a confession to Victoria. Tracy looks for closure. Lily presses Damien to come clean. Nate gives Holden a warning. Audra makes a bold move. Victor sets a trap for Billy. Audra stretches the truth. Jack and Kyle discover deception at Abbott. Victor stands his ground against the Abbotts. Jack and Diane plan their defense. Nikki tries to keep the peace. Victor places cards close to the vest. Diane puts Michael in a compromising position. Lily shares her concerns with Amy. It was an action-packed week in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless knows how to bring the drama, and April 7 to 11 was no exception. From hot-headed showdowns to cooking up schemes, this week was one to watch. Wednesday was a powerful episode for Tracy as she took on her lying liar of a fiancé. She got him into the dining room in front of her family and grilled him about whether he was really Alan or Martin in disguise. Okay, sure, Alan didn't exactly say he is the evil twin in front of her, but it was clear as day what was going on. Poor Tracy's heart shattered as the man she thought she loved was carted off for questioning. More, get an in-depth look at what went down this week in Genoa City. We also have to hand it to Sharon and Phyllis for getting Martin so riled up at the station that he finally screamed the truth during that same episode. Yes, he is the bad brother. But just look at the good he did while being bad. Did he not cure Ashley? Did he not bring Phyllis and Sharon together? Sure, but at what cost? The risk definitely did not fit the reward. Oh, how we love this game Victor and Audra are playing. Luring Audra with a promise to fund her company in exchange for prying Kyle away from Claire is just about as low as anyone can go. On Friday, the deal was made official and Audra will soon set out to seduce her ex-lover. The build-up to this seductive twist had us glued to our seats. A popular actress is returning to The Young and the Restless, and a special guest star is appearing soon. Another week, another popular actress is back on The Young and the Restless. Check out who it is, as well if any other popular performers from yesteryear or newcomers are joining the soap in contract, recurring, or day player roles. And find out if any of your favorite actors or actresses are exiting the CBS drama. The long-missing Melissa Ordway is finally resurfacing as Abby Newman Winters. The actress was surprisingly taken off contract after the splashy Abby Devon wedding last November. Look for Ordway to appear in scenes with James and Crystal Colill's Lily on Wednesday, April 16, and opposite James on Friday, April 18. Former Queer Eye for the straight guy star Jay Rodriguez will be popping up in Genoa City. He's nabbed a 4-episode guest spot as Pietro, a sought-after party planner, and will be involved in Nicki's upcoming birthday festivities. He'll begin airing on May 28. The gig isn't Rodriguez's first in daytime. He's previously appeared on All My Children, One Life to Live, Days of Our Lives, and The Bold and the Beautiful. Beth Maitland is back as Tracy Abbott on Monday, April 14. Her character looks for closure after she collapsed engagement in scenes with Sharon Case's Sharon, Michelle Stafford's Phyllis, Peter Bergman's Jack, and Susan Walters' Diane. Valerie Pettiford gets more screen time as Amy Lewis this week too. She interacts with Christo Kahlo's Lily on Friday, April 18. Christopher Cousins has wrapped up his run as Martin Laurent, the psychotic twin of the late Dr. Alan Laurent. His character was arrested and carted off to the slammer last week. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, April 9, show that Chance Chancellor has an alarming turn of events, and Jack Abbott and Ashley Abbott have reason to worry. First of all, Jack gets a disturbing call from his sister Tracy Abbott's phone. This means that he overhears a convo between Alan Laurent, aka Martin Laurent, and Tracy. Jack has been worried for days about Tracy, and the call confirms his worst fears. Jack lets Ashley in on what he knows, and now there are two panicked people. What are the chances that Alan realizes that Tracy dialed out on her phone? If Alan becomes aware of Tracy's trick, we can see him losing his cool or whatever's left of it. It could push the madman to take Tracy hostage, just as he did with Sharon Roselles and Phyllis Summers. Jack will be wise to call the cops and let Chance Chancellor in on what he knows about Alan and Tracy. At one point in the show, Chance discovers something upsetting disturbing, and it may be Jack's story about Tracy and Alan. Or it could be that Chance gets concrete evidence of Martin's part in the kidnapping of Sharon and Red. Whatever the case, the detective will want to move fast, and he could warn Ashley and Jack not to break and enter, or Martin could be triggered into even more despicable behavior. Then again, Jack and Ashley may discover that Martin has taken Tracy to another location. However, the details go down. We can tell you that Tracy has the chance to interrogate Alan very soon. Tracy is furious about being played, but she shouldn't underestimate Martin's ability to manipulate the facts. Plus, how will he react to being found out? Is he capable of harming Tracy? Explosive The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Tracy's family have reason to fear the worst happening to her. This storyline will get more so malicious this week, and you don't want to miss a single minute of the red-hot action. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Come back here often for The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, April 8 tease that Tracy Abbott and her sister Ashley Abbott have a visit, while Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers plot revenge. Fans know that the two ladies were kidnapped by evil Martin Laurent, who has been pretending to be his good twin. Phyllis and Sharon hear Chance Chancellor give a clue about their kidnapper. The gas leak was enabled by a device purchased via an account connected to a psychiatric clinic in Paris. Nick Newman also thinks that Chance may be withholding info. Will Sharon and Phyllis agree that Alan is guilty? Whoever is behind their captivity, they want them to pay, and pay dearly. With the case picking up steam, Sharon may agree with Phyllis that they should delay the London trip. During the week of Phyllis and Sharon strengthen their bond, and this should scare Alan/Martin more than anything. Elsewhere, Ashley is back in town and eager to reconnect with her family. She won't know how to react to the disturbing news about Alan. She finds out the news when her brother Jack Abbott takes her to the jazz lounge and discusses the possibility that Alan and Martin Laurent swapped identities. While Jack and Ashley compare notes, Tracy manages to send an SOS. Is Tracy safe? Jack is worried about Tracy and convinces Ashley to do the same. Ashley was friends with Alan long before Martin showed up, Does she hold the key to the mystery? Because she knew Alan before Tracy, she may be able to trick him into confessing the truth. But at what cost? The character has shown the willingness to be ruthless with people's lives, and no one is safe while he's free. Explosive The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Tracy is living a nightmare, not a dream. But will she survive the drama, or is she Alan's next victim? Actually, she is already a victim if the plot proceeds as we think it will. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Come back here often for The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates, and make us your favorite hotspot. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week's episodes of the CBS soap tease that it's more of the same. This week, the kidnapping story moved forward, confirming that Martin was the one who kidnapped Phyllis and Sharon. Aristotle Duma is still a mystery, likely taking viewers into Sweeps Month. There were theories that Daniel Goddard could be behind the name, but now we know he is heading to General Hospital. There have also been discussions that Billy Flynn may debut as the mystery man. Victor is still plotting his next move, which should surprise no one. As the writers prepare for May sweeps, more storylines will be moved to the front burner. Here's what's happening next week on The Young and the Restless. Victor and Audra teaming up is a bad idea. Sally tried to warn her, but Audra didn't listen. When she makes a bold move next week on The Young and the Restless, will it cost her the relationship she has with Nate? Meanwhile, Victor is busy setting a trap for Billy Boy. When things appear to go awry, the mustache won't back down. His focus is on the Abbotts and revenge. Lily demands answers from Damien. She knows something is wrong, but will he deliver the truth? Damien promises to come clean, but we can't help but wonder what he will leave out. Things are incredibly fishy, and when he arrived in Genoa City, it wasn't with good intentions. When the week ends, Lily will share some concerns with Amy. What concerns her so much? Deanne can keep a secret. She remained dead for years before being found out and returning to Genoa City. When Jack chastises her for it, what will her response be? Nick is still reeling from everything that happened with Phyllis and Sharon. Victoria listens and advises when he needs an ear. Will he reveal that his feelings for Sharon have resurfaced? A chic reunion is on the agenda for May sweeps. Holden gets a stern warning from Nate, but will it change anything? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal unexpected moments that add excitement to the hit CBS soap. Although things have been at a stalemate on the CBS soap, that seems to be shifting some ahead of May sweeps. The daytime drama moves full steam ahead with discovering the truth about Alan and the mystery surrounding Aristotle Duma. There are so many different storylines intertwined with those two men. However, Victor takes a break from the Aristotle Duma drama to focus on getting revenge. Thanks to the latest preview video, Y&R addresses that in the trouble Alan has brought to the Abbott family. Jack and Tracy are hell-bent on proving whether their theory about Alan being his twin brother Martin is true. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal Ashley returns to Genoa City, only to learn what her siblings have been doing. Ashley looks completely shocked in the video when Jack reveals the Alan/Martin theory to her. Ashley was there with Tracy when the fight leading to the fall happened, and she should have insight into whether a switch might have happened. However, the return of Ashley is nothing compared to Alan giving Tracy quite the shock. Despite Jack and Chance convincing her to lure Alan back to Genoa City, Alan's arrival surprises her. Alan shows up at Tracy's hotel room, leaving her in awe, to say the least. There's something about Alan in the video that makes us worried about Tracy. Y&R spoilers hinted we aren't the only ones, as Ashley and Jack fear for their sister's safety. Even though Victor totally screwed her over, Audra still gives him time to listen to his latest pitch. The mustache has realized they have a common enemy, Kyle. It's no secret Victor wants to take down Kyle because of Jack, and he wants him away from Claire. Audra admits she wouldn't mind a little revenge on Kyle for using her and dumping her. In true Audra fashion, she's not just going to play Victor's puppet. Audra wants something in return, which we don't learn about in the footage. The scene is a teaser of what's to come between these two. Be sure to tune in daily to see how all of these situations play out on the CBS soap.